Hello, this is Adam with MIDLANE Esports in Logan Square. We're here at the eNASCAR Fan Fest. We are going to be interviewing Ray Smith, who is the director of eNASCAR, see how he got involved with the sport, see where he wants to take the sport in eNASCAR, and we'll be interviewing Matt Bussa, who is actually riding here. He's racing against 32 other folks in the actual street race that's going to be happening this weekend. We're going to be speaking to him about how he got involved with the sport and what he wants to do long term. Hello, it's Adam with MIDLANE Esports. I'm here with Ray Smith, director of NASCAR Esports. Thanks for hosting us today. Today we just wanted to go over, a little introduction of yourself, how you came to be the director of NASCAR Esports, and where it's kind of going from here.
Yeah, so Ray Smith, director of gaming and esports for NASCAR. I started in 2020, right around when the pandemic hit, and our sport had to pivot and go to iRacing. Right now I oversee the Coca-Cola Series, which is top 40 drivers in the world. I also oversee our college series that features the colleges in North America. And then we also continue to do more and more program with our actual real-life drivers in sim racing, which is one of the big reasons why we're here in Chicago today.
Yeah, and I know we spoke earlier about how all this came to be and how you guys basically based the real-life track off of the iRacing game or the simulator. Can you kind of go over how you guys did that?
Yeah, so in 2020, an idea came up to let's go look at Chicago. Let's see if a street race is actually possible. So in 2020, iRacing came into the city and they scanned the city. They built out a couple variations of what a race track would look like, a race circuit would look like, and they landed on what we're looking at currently for the course layout. So, they did some testing with their actual virtual drivers to see what worked and what didn't. So we're able to really go through the whole process virtually and make our mistakes virtually before bringing it into the real life.
No, and that's great. It's so awesome to hear how sophisticated a track can be. And basically now you can bring iRacing, eNASCAR to life in any city, honestly. Where do you kind of see eNASCAR, iRacing going in the short term and then in the long term?
Yeah, so in the short term, I think we're still, building those foundation blocks of, how great eNASCAR can be and how we can best approach the market. And really, we're going into gaming and esports because that's where the conversation is. But even more so for racing, for NASCAR, gaming and esports is directly connected to us because we have drivers like William Byron that are in the Cup Series that started their career in iRacing, started their career in the sim. We have a driver in the Truck Series, Raja Karuth, who's a full-time driver there. He didn't start sim racing in iRacing until 2018. So we're 2022, he's a full-time Truck Series driver. So I think in the future, what you're gonna see is a lot of talent come up in the driver category, as well as the engineering category, as well as the broadcaster category. I think we're really learning that how we verified ourselves in 2020 is going to allow us to go into markets like Chicago and pull out more and more talent from a driver to a painter to a broadcaster. It just really opens up a new door for us.
No, that's awesome to hear how much you guys have grown in such a short time, honestly, because a few years ago, I know with our community, a lot of them have never heard of iRacing or eNASCAR or even like sim racing up until just a few years ago. I guess for your future goals, I know there's a Gran Turismo movie coming out. Sim racing is growing pretty fast at this point. Do you think outside of iRacing, is there going to be any way to really monetize or kind of get into a track where you can become a pro, or even outside the pro scene, kind of just have leagues of their own where maybe you're not in a real NASCAR, but you can basically drive in a circuit?
Yes, I mean that's I obviously think that's where it's going, and even outside of NASCAR, you're seeing it in F1, you're seeing it in NASCAR, you're seeing it in a bunch of other series in North America. IMSA's a big one. A lot of those drivers are practicing in the sim. It's just naturally going to be the route, in my opinion, that drivers or people that want to be a part of racing are going to go through a console or go through the sim to feed that passion and build what they want to do in the future.
No, thank you so much for kind of just going over that. Any other plugs you want to, kind of just plug in terms of like this weekend coming up or anything like that?
Yeah, so this weekend's a big weekend for us, obviously from the history I just shared. You'll see sims everywhere. If you have a chance, jump on a simulator, check out the course, see what it feels like, see if it's part of you. But really my plug is NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series that we're featuring here tonight. That's going to be our big marketing initiative moving forward. So we're going to try to do more and more activations like we're doing here at Navy Pier.
I think you guys are doing an unbelievable job. Again, thank you for hosting Midlane. It means a lot to us. Hopefully we can work together in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Hello, it's Adam with MIDLANE ESPORTS. I'm here with Matt Bussa with Iracing and NASCAR. He just finished up racing on the Chicago track. How do you think it went?
Much better than I expected. I started 9th, came in 13th. I was 12th after lap 1, some chaos there. So the main difference is when I'm at home, my rig there, compared to the rig here, it's different wheel, different pedals, different seat. So just to retrain my muscle memory, because all the practice I do at home, even something just like the angle of my legs to the pedals, it might seem small, but the muscle memory is really big. So it took a long time to adjust to it. I never got to the pace I was at home, but so at 13th is really good, all things considered.
And how do you get involved with, iRacing, sim racing, I guess like NASCAR itself?
Yeah, so I've been a NASCAR fan my whole life pretty much. Since probably I was 5 years old, I saw my first race on TV. And then I always wanted to be a real NASCAR driver or any kind of racing driver, and just never had the money. Racing is the most expensive sport in the world, unfortunately. So sim racing is the next closest thing you can get. And I found out about iRacing watching a NASCAR race in 2009. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Denny Hamlin talked about it on TV, so I looked it up and then started working my way up and made the Pro Series here in 2013, so this is my 11th year in it.
No, that's awesome to hear how dedicated you are to the sport. Where do you see yourself, I guess, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, long term, I guess?
Well, I definitely want to stay in the series. It's a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people in there that I've known for 10 years now, and like real life friends nowadays. We go on road trips together every year. So I would say, besides being in the series, I do want to obviously try real racing. Last year was my very first time in a real car, which I actually won through an iRacing competition. So there's lots of opportunities for people that want to go from sim to reality. So anybody that wants to do that, I recommend iRacing.
Awesome. Do you want to plug any like Twitch channels, YouTube channels, anything that you're trying to grow currently?
Yeah, my Twitter is @MattBussa, MattBussa. My sponsor is Logitech G. I'm on William Byron Esports, and Coca-Cola for sponsoring our series. Shout out to them.
No, thank you for taking the time, and hopefully we can collaborate in the future.
Definitely, man. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.